This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
It's Nathan, Nat and Sean here. That would be us.
Yes.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. How are you going? We're on holidays.
Yeah, not only is our show just wonderfully entertaining and just a fly-by the seat of your pants thrill ride, Sean, but also it's very helpful.
I know.
Well, you're going to hear from some experts in this podcast, actually.
There's heaps of
Experts, not just
advice.
us.
Advice being doled out by people that know what they're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's right,
This is a
really.
nice change for us. A columnist named Kimberly Keynes, who's a Canberran native, she came to Perth and tasted our water and was so horrified by what she tasted that she wrote her column about it and said, Perth, I love you, but your water sucks.
Well, are you serious? Have you been to Canberra?
Well, I didn't know this, but I know for a lot of us, people coming and visiting you go, your water's crap.
Yes, between us and Adelaide. It's
And we don't know this because it's the water we drink.
We don't
And
know
as
any
you know,
better.
here in WA, we take any slight towards us very, very personally.
Yeah, that's true.
So we thought we'd go to the source of this.
Hey, hello.
Water Corporation Head of Water Quality. Welcome to the show, Rachel Miller. Hi, Rachel.
Thank you, Nathan, Nat and Sean. It's great to be on your show. I think this is the first-time interview for me, but I'm a regular listener.
Hey, Rachel. Rachel, do you know that now? Have people told you this before? Visitors, our water is shit. In a nutshell.
They probably don't use that language, but without a doubt, people do notice a difference when you travel around Australia and the water tastes different. I think you get used to the water that you have.
Yes.
And so it is definitely something which is a subjective thing based on individual people.
Can I tell you, when I taste our water, I don't taste anything bad. Do you, Sean?
No, I don't. I just get told
you,
by
Nat?
everyone.
Well, I've got complete home filtration, so mine's filtered anyway.
Yeah,
so I
but
don't
you
know
just recently got that. Before that, do you remember the water tasting?
Yeah, I didn't like it because I grew up with
Right.
rainwater, and so I would refrigerate my water so that it was cold because you didn't notice the taste so much if it was cold.
Yeah,
like
right.
cold.
I guess the question is, Rachel, why is it different here to other places?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question.
Yes.
So Canberra and Sydney and Melbourne, a lot of their water supply is surface water. It comes from dams. And they have that because they have been able to survive climate change, probably until recent times, although they've had some pretty bad droughts there as well.
Yes.
In Western Australia, particularly Perth, we've had a lot of impacts on climate change, and we haven't been able to rely on rainfall anymore. So we've built different kinds of water sources into our water supply system. That includes groundwater, but that also includes desalinated water and recycled water. So between a mix of surface ground, desal and recycled water, you're getting a mixture of water sources when you're a person living in Perth.
Wow. As you know, I grew up in Kalgoorlie and...
We just didn't have any.
Well, the water came from the pipeline, so...
So it came from Perth,
So it was basically 18 years of drinking probably half a glass of water, half a glass of rust.
So, Rachel, I presume that specific taste in different places is down to mineral content. Is that what differs?
It is. I love Nathan's story there. Nathan would have been drinking a lot of water from Mundaring Weir.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you actually would have had a surface water coming all the way to Kalgoorlie and feeding the towns and communities along that way, Nathan.
Yeah.
So,
How good would that have been to know if I needed a package from Perth, you could chuck it in the pipeline and I would have got it.
Just wash it
got
down.
to Mundaring Weir, pushed it in.
Turn the tap on. And
Turn the tap on and my package comes.
well, the pressure is pretty damn good, so it would have got there quickly.
Faster than Aussie Post.
But it's an example of Kalgoorlie was drinking surface water. Kalgoorlie is now connected to the whole integrated water supply system, the IWSS, because we love our acronyms here at Water Corporation.
Sexy.
Of course you do.
And it receives water from all different sources as well. So, and Nat, you're right, it depends on where you live, so what the kind of unique mix of water that you're getting. So people in the hills, for instance, they get a lot of surface water because they're close to those surface water dams.
Yep.
And principally that's their dominant water supply. But if you live in the south parts of Perth, you're receiving a lot of desalinated water because you're closer to the Southern Desal and the Cockburn Sound Desal plants, as an example. And people in the northern suburbs have a higher proportion of groundwater in their water supply because the groundwater bores are the dominant water source there. But we can, at Water Corporation, move water around.
Can
so we can, if we have an issue with the production bore, we can actually shift
They've got a
water
long
up.
hose, Nathan.
Yeah, we've got a very long hose. That's the IWSS, where we can connect water to different sources. So it's an interesting way and a complex way we operate.
Rachel, can you tell the difference personally from water from the hills or the groundwater and the desal water? Personally, can you do that?
Because you're the head of water quality. Surely you can taste the difference.
Absolutely can. Yes, we do taste testing panels inside my business unit.
Do you?
Yes, and I can. I grew up in the hills, so I'm from Kalamunda.
Yep.
And I certainly know the difference with the taste of water there.
So wait, the taste testing. The taste testing. Do you what? Is it like wine? Do you like swallow it around your mouth and spit it out? Or do you just swallow it? What do you do?
Well, we tend to not spit it out. No,
They feel like they're Frank Greens, Nathan.
No, they spit it out. They spit it out. They take it out to the garden.
Good for you.
That's good for you.
Rachel, that's really interesting. Really
It
interesting.
does matter to us, the taste of water.
I've got a question. So you're saying it's all about areas and it's the geography of the areas and stuff like that. But I think, granted, or don't you think all of us right now think that Peppermint Grove and Netherlands have like
Fancy
a
water?
tap to Mount Franklin? do richer areas have nicer water?
Don't let our secret out, Nathan. No, I'm joking. No. Basically, the older suburbs, generally the older suburbs, are receiving hills water. So because of the way the pipelines have been developed. So it's also about infrastructure and assets and the growth of the city.
Yes.
So,
So the older suburbs have the older...
I think anyone that lives on the river, because you're having such a great life anyway, you should be made to drink river water.
Well, you are drinking out of copper pipes, so
Right.
you've got that.
You are big time.
I might get into a bit of trouble with that.
Well, Rachel, thank you so much for giving us the insights. She's the head of water quality at the Water Corp, everybody.
Very
Can
interesting.
taste the difference.
And we will put it...
Can I make one little plug?
Yes,
please?
go for it.
Yep.
Please go to our website if you want any more information. Plus, also, we have a stand at the Royal Show, and it's all about desal.
Yeah,
stand.
Sorry. Is your water stand really slammed at the Royal Show? Kids must want to be part of that.
Are you giving water away?
It's not as good as Sideshow Alley, but it's there.
You need to have a water show bag with the kids just walk up with a plastic bag and you just get a hose and pour something in.
What are you charging for
Who
that?
needs Bertie Beetle?
It's the enemy of the fairy floss, that's for sure. Thank you so much, Rachel. Go down and see them at the show.
Get on your Ray.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Total eclipse of the heart.
11:27.
For 62 glorious seconds,
So
there is a total
exciting.
eclipse. Time to catch up with Leon Smith he's the SciTech Planetarium coordinator, but he is live in Exmouth right now. So he's frothing too. Good morning, Leon.
Hey guys, good to be here.
Hey, good on you,
Exciting
Leon.
times, Leon.
Leon, tell me, did you secure a hotel room or you were in a tent on a patch of dirt?
We were one of the lucky ones. We've managed to get some accommodation provided to us by the Shire of Exmouth.
Lovely.
We're the lucky few, I think. We drove past all the tents on the way in.
Hey, so Leon, in Exmouth, when you get in, there's a couple of big caravan parks everybody knows about, but then there's the Oval and stuff. Have they had to put, because there's so many people there, have they put everybody in tent cities?
Yeah, the tent cities are on the outskirts, the ones you were talking about. The Oval there seems to be setting up some sort of festival. We could see them testing lights and all sort of floodlights last night. Not sure what's going on, but
Festival, Nathan.
that's right next to where we're set up, so I guess I'll find out on the drive-in.
Pretty
Now-
exciting stuff, Leon.
How long ago did you sort of clock that there was going to be this Exmouth eclipse? When was it on your radar?
It's been on my radar for a couple of years now. Like, scientists have known it's going to happen for about 50 years.
Yes.
And but, you do the planning in the last couple of years. And, SciTech has sort of been working pretty hard on this for about the last 6 months, for sure. But I know that some of those conversations, those early planning meetings go back at least a couple of years now. So lots of planning because, there's people coming from all over the world to see this.
Yes.
And we want to get in first, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not just people all over the world, and there's eclipse chasers and just people that think it might be a great random thing to do, but there's also scientific teams from around the world, like you, Leon, going to be going down there and studying. And I was thinking, what are they taking with them? Like, are they bringing Is it going to be like an area where all the science people can do all their, I don't know, Big Bang Theory stuff?
Because sort of what stuff are they even doing?
Yeah, what are they doing?
Yeah, interesting. You'll see lots of people using very, very fancy-looking telescopes, which will have special filters on top so they don't melt the telescopes.
Yep.
And you can do all sorts of interesting science with an eclipse. One of the most important things you can do is actually look at the outer atmosphere of the sun's corona, and that's only visible from Earth during a total solar eclipse. Normally the sun is too bright to see it from here on the ground, but during an eclipse, when the moon blocks out the brightness of the sun, for a brief moment, you'll see the wispy, hazy outer atmosphere of the sun's corona.
And what will that help us with, or what will that tell us, Leon?
One of the biggest unknowns is why the sun's corona is so hot. We know the surface of the sun is about 6,000 degrees Celsius, but the corona is about 2 million degrees, and we're not really sure why. And if we can understand why that is, we can get a better understanding of the sun. And, of course, the sun is a massive influence for the behaviour of all life on Earth. So little bits like this, you might not think about it, but by photographing the corona during the eclipse, you can eventually start to predict the behaviour of the sun and how that affects us here on Earth.
Leon, you said something very interesting before, and we were talking about the telescopes, and you said they have to have a filter on there or else it'll melt the telescope. What are you talking about?
I guess it's the sheer intensity of light. The sun is putting out 100 million watts per second.
Yes.
So that's enough to, if you concentrate that light using a lens and you concentrate it all onto a single point, like a photographic lens or, heaven forbid, your eyeball, that amount of light concentrated in such a tiny little area is just going to literally set things on fire. You know,
the magnifying glass in the end.
Oh, no, I get
Yes.
that, because a lot of people, when they're out, when an eclipse is happening, a lot of people do a sneaky look and they think they're going to be fine, and you're told, don't do it. But now knowing that what it can do to your eyeballs, if it can melt a telescope, is probably a really good reason not to look up.
No, but eclipse glasses, they're like $4. They're pretty good, and obviously give them a quick check beforehand using like your kitchen lights. Make sure you can't see your television through them or anything. But it's only $5, and that'll be a way to allow you to watch
sunnies aren't enough, are they?
No, sunnies, welding glasses, none of those are going to cut. You've got to have these special, very carefully designed filters that'll make it safe to watch.
Leon, how exciting for you to go to a place where all these scientists that are going to go? Is there people that you're looking forward to meeting? Have you met new people that are from around the world that you've been...
Who's big in the eclipse world?
All that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I haven't met many eclipse chasers myself, but I know that there's like decades of passion dedicated to coming here today. So I'm really looking forward to it. I know there are a lot of scientists who have come up from Perth. I'm looking forward to meeting Robin from the International Centre of Radio Astronomy Research, and there's a couple of other people who are in town that have definitely come up from the University of Western Australia. So we're going to be definitely hanging out with those people. But also, meeting people from around the world. I've read a few lists of people who are here, but my plan is to just go around and talk to people and find out who's here and what's really brought them here. Obviously, it's the eclipse, but, what's their background? Who are the people behind these eclipse chasers? That's what I'm keen to find out.
Leon, quickly, about the scientists, is it like the Olympic Village? Are you all like doing it with each other and stuff? You're sleeping with each other and...
In the dirt.
Come look at my telescope.
I think the tents will be like that.
I tell you what, having a hotel room gives you a bit of power to pick up. I'm just saying.
It does, doesn't it? But, the tents might be the place to hang out because that's where all these people with their nice telescopes will be out. And obviously, what are you going to do with it at night? You may as well look at the stars as well. So
Romantic.
I might wander down the road tonight and try and ask someone to borrow their telescope.
Or offer yours at least.
That's right.
Hey, Leon, we're talking about all the scientists there, but the biggest star in Exmouth is YBS. Do you know YBS?
I can't say I do, I'm afraid.
Youngbloods, mate. You got to get out and about. Everyone will be wanting to meet him. That's the person you need to get hold of. Do yourself a favour.
I'll keep an eye out for him. I'll give him my autograph.
Leon doesn't care.
Youngbloods. Youngbloods. We'll have to talk about it later.
Now, we know, Leon, that it's only 62 seconds of totality where the moon is completely covering the sun. Is that the average amount for an eclipse? Is that a normal amount? It doesn't seem very long.
No, this is actually shorter than average.
Oh, bugger.
The typical eclipse might last 4 to 5 minutes. The longest is about 8 minutes. But this is quite short because the length of an eclipse depends very much on where the moon is up to in its orbit. And the moon is at a slightly further away than it usually is, which means it's a little bit smaller in the sky. And it only is able to block the sun for just about that 60-odd seconds. Sometimes the moon can be a lot closer to the Earth during an eclipse, and that's when you get those full 8-minute eclipses. So looking forward to the eclipse in 2028 in Australia. That one will last about 5 minutes.
Where's the best spot for that?
5 years' time.
Where will that be?
You'd have to go over to Sydney or up in Broome. But
Broome.
In 5 years.
We can do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. Hey, Leon, Ali, who's in charge of all of our news here, would like to know how dark is it going to get? She's worried. Does she need a torch?
Yeah, absolutely. In Exmouth, it will go completely dark. Like it'll be nighttime. There'll still be like haze. It'll be a haze, but we will be able to see some of the brightest stars. We'll definitely be able to see them at 11:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
But that's only if you're in the path of totality. If you're outside of that, like down in Perth, you'll get a partial solar eclipse where about 70% of the sun will be covered by the moon, but that 30% of the sun poking around the side, that's still more than enough for you to get around without needing to turn your lights on, without needing to get torches or candles or anything like that.
So it'll just be a bit duller.
Candles. So, oh, great.
colour, yeah.
People,
Yeah.
people wandering around the street with candles.
For 62 seconds.
You've got electricity there, man.
Pay attention to the ground during that, because you'll see the shadows will actually take on a crescent shape as well.
Yeah.
All the shadows
cool.
on the ground, because that's it's basically copying the shape of the sun and the moon. So make sure you look at the ground rather than the sky. Well, as well as, if you've got those glasses, take a look at the sky too.
Yeah.
But you'll see the shadows will become really fascinating, even in Perth. Definitely worth
You're
looking
an
at.
interesting
That
little
is
bugger,
great.
aren't
Very
you?
educational,
Leon, thank you so much.
Have
And
so much fun in the science section.
Yeah.
Ken.
Leon, try our pot shots on Friday night. I reckon that's a good show. Harry? Yeah, or Whalebone. Give that a go as well.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
Hit it.
Upon a time I was falling in love. Now I'm only falling apart.
Bonnie Tyler. She's been inundated this week with commission.
Is she alive still?
I'm going to say yes.
Because she makes money from this right now because we're playing
Yeah.
for her.
Yep. Straight into Taco Bell after this.
Great.
Anyway, the most important thing, though, we are going up to Exmouth.
That's
Natalie.
right.
We've
It's
heard
all
all
happening.
about eclipse chasers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this eclipse chaser.
Umbrophiles, Nathan,
Yes,
technical
there
term.
You go. That sounds dirty. I'm going to call them eclipse chasers. I saw this eclipse chaser on the news the other day. Hello, Kate Russo.
Hello.
Hey,
Kate.
Kate.
That's Dr. Kate Russo
I know.
to you, Nathan.
Sorry, Len, doctor.
Dr. Kate.
Kate.
Please don't call us eclipse hunters. That's the term I really hate.
Okay,
We're eclipse
never.
chasers.
We'd
So
never.
chasers rather than
Yeah,
hunters?
okay.
Yeah.
Kate, first off,
Absolutely.
this is the most anyone's ever going to be played Total Eclipse of the Heart. Is that one of your favourite songs?
Oh, look, that is my theme tune for life, I tell you.
Are there any other eclipse songs that we're not aware of that you know about?
That will be fun. Oh, there's lots, but you've thrown me because my head's a bit excited today because, say, an eclipse is happening.
No.
Are you really frothing at the bit? Because I know, obviously, you've gone all the way up to Exmouth, no
Yes.
problem at all at that. But how much excitement and how did you sleep last night?
Well, I'm actually in Onslow. We're
Okay,
based in Onslow and choppering into the path of totality. But I tell you what, I've been on the countdown for years. We do this for years, and it has been so exciting. And last night I actually slept pretty well, but up very early this morning. And I am trembling inside. I'm just standing here. I watch the sunrise. And, oh, God, I just can't wait.
Oh, my God.
So peak excitement obviously is totality when the sun's completely obscured, although it's a hybrid, I believe. So there's, you're going to see a fair bit of corona. Look at me.
Look
my
at you go.
eclipse
Okay,
term.
I've got my corona.
Is that the big moment for you? Was that the money shot?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few peak moments there. The first is when you see first contact, which means when the moon just starts to cover the sun.
Yes.
That's a pretty exciting moment. You look at it through your solar filters. And, because we've been able to predict this for so long. And when it happens, it's reassuring and you think the universe is working as it should. And then the peak moment, obviously, is totality. And that's happening around, depending on where you are, around 11:32 or so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have 57 seconds where we are going to. So we're choppering into one of the islands off the coast of Onslow.
Yes.
57 seconds. We're there all day, but oh my God, that's what it's all about. And we will see the outer atmosphere of the sun, the corona. It's going to be awesome. But it's just that feel as the moon's shadow sweeps over you and you really are plunged into that darkness.
Yes.
I just want to
It's
know.
so thrilling.
I would love to. I would love to have that feeling.
Yes.
We were talking about you the other day, Kate, and just how excited eclipse chasers are. And I don't have that passion for anything. And you've seen 12 total solar eclipses from 6 continents over a period of 20 years. So my question is, what was the best eclipse that you've ever seen, and why was it so amazing?
Oh, every eclipse is special and amazing, but I think your very first one, because you think you'll know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
you think you are all over it, but actually it blows you away because things happen that you just do not expect, and it just throws you.
Where was your first?
Yeah.
My first was in 1999, and I was off the coast of France, and I thought I would just go and see one, and when
that'll
it
be
was happening, I just couldn't speak, and afterwards I turned to my partner and said, I don't know where the next one is, but we are going. And
wow.
I just knew. I didn't even know there were eclipse
You're
chasers at that
bitten
point.
by the bug.
Is your partner being bitten by the bug?
Well, we joke because, he loves it and he's been to most of them that I've been to. But he doesn't have that special one-to-one with the universe that I seem to have.
So he's being dragged around the world to look at eclipses. Not even looking at eclipses.
Actually, we joke because I'm the eclipse chaser and he's the eclipse chaser.
Sure. He knows where his friends are.
Okay, there's a lot of money put into this, I'd imagine, too. So do you get anything in return? Is it just the fact that you're seeing this beautiful thing and it becomes a memory, or I don't know, what do you get out of it?
Oh, it becomes a part of who you are, to be honest. Now, not everybody has this.
So nothing?
Really...
Was that the answer?
Sean, you leave her alone. The moon affects your body, as we know. So maybe something physical does happen to an eclipse change.
Do you, I don't know, howl at the moon or at that point in time? Kate?
Well, we sort of say it happens above you, around you, and within you. And certainly that within you process of it is just very difficult to explain, but it really changes the way you think about the life, your life, your position in the world.
That's a bit full
how
on.
you spend your time.
It's serious.
Really,
It isn't like,
It's just the moon passing in front of the sun.
when you go into a dark room and then you go into a light room. Isn't that what happens?
Yeah, when there's no total solar eclipse, Kate just goes to the light switch and turns it on and off, and she gets
that feeling.
a slight buzz.
Oh, no, but that's the thing. You can't really convey how amazing it is until you've been there. You can talk to me after you've seen one. I tell you, then you're going to say, I know, you told us, and I didn't believe you.
All right. So you said that you've basically, when they're all happening, that's a predictable event. So where's the next one? Because obviously you're always thinking about the next one.
Yes, and I'm quite involved in eclipse planning around the world. And so the next one is in
You plan them
April.
and make them happen.
With groups of people.
Well, the universe takes care of that. But, it happens regardless of anyone doing anything or any money spent on it. But what we do is help communities prepare for the impact.
Yeah.
So I'm working in a national solar eclipse task force across the US because the next one is in April next year, and the path goes across Mexico, sweeps across the US, and then out into Canada as well. And that's going to be a pretty big one. And, of course, they're very, very excited. It'll be huge. And there's 3,000 communities preparing for that total solar eclipse.
Wow.
I mean, it's epic. So this has been, this is a little one, 57 seconds, and there's one community preparing for it. It's huge.
Okay.
So that is the next one.
Okay.
But Australia, we have 5 total solar eclipses happening in the next 15 years, and this is the first.
Well, that's
Wow.
exciting
Every
stuff.
3 years.
Kate, I want to know about your fellow eclipse chasers. Are you all friends? And do you know...
Or is it competitive?
Do you all catch up around the world?
I got a better spot than you.
What's the deal?
It is so not competitive. And so what you find is that we're all, the ones who really kind of become quite involved in eclipse chasing, over the years you start to then do things to help other people. So for me, I do things to share put words to the ineffable, the things we can't communicate. So I'm bringing my unique skill set to be able to do that. And then also strategic planning as well. But other people have, developed maps and systems and websites and all sorts of things to help others get into the path of totality. Yeah. And so there's such a strong sense of community. And, of course, we all go to the same path of totality every year.
Yes.
We all might choose different locations, but you do meet up with people. And some of the chasers I've met earlier in my life, they're really good. They'll be lifelong friends. And we do actually travel with them too.
The
Fellow
Eclipse
chasers.
Posse. The Eclipse Posse
Fellow
is just
chasers.
hilarious.
That's good.
I love it.
Good. And Kate,
And it's
obviously...
different to what you think. We're not geeky, it's just normal
no, you
everyday
don't sound it at
people.
The
all.
one thing in common is we're all terrified to look up.
Don't be scared. It's perfectly safe. Use your solar filters. It's common sense.
Use the glasses.
And if you're in the path, you take the filters off. Only if you're in the path. And it is the most beautiful, wondrous sight.
All
There
right,
we
around
go.
11:30 today.
So much so that Kate's written a book about it. So it's called
I've written 3.
Three. Okay. So one of them is Stories of the First Time Total Eclipse Experience, where basically you're reliving the magic of your first, because that's always going to be the best, right?
Yeah, it's all about people telling their stories. That's the way to convey it because, you know, you can't convey how exciting an astronomical event is.
How
It
many
sounds a little
pages you get
boring.
out of this, Kate?
Hey, Kate, have many people been proposed to under the eclipse?
That is a thing. That is
Yeah,
a
of
thing
course.
because there's a diamond ring that happens. But
Yeah.
I would suggest do it at the end. Don't do it at the start because these are two momentous moments in your life, and
Yeah.
you don't want to have to
Yeah.
split the attention and focus.
That's
And the
great,
guy
Kate.
that's down on his knees is always at risk of being blind looking up.
Yeah.
Well, you
You're
married?
back to it. Kate's got a website as well, beingintheshadow.com. If you think that maybe you're an eclipse chaser at heart, all the info there. Thank you so much
Thanks
for
so
talking
much,
to us.
Kate.
Have a great day, Kate.
I love you, Kate. You're great.
I will. All right. Enjoy. Spread the love.
Bye, honey.
Bye.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.